In this video, I'm going to go over the syllabus for our class. Now, if you go into Canvas, so we know we're in the Psych 101 class, and we're in the home pages. If you go down here to the syllabus tab, and we click on that, you'll see a little bit of information and a link to a PDF of our syllabus. So I'm going to click on that, and it'll download it onto my computer. I click on that, and it opens it up for me. So here's what our syllabus looks like. So I'm going to expand this a little bit. Okay, so our course is Psych 101 Introduction to Psychology. This is our section number, and this is how many credit hours it counts for. Now we're going to meet, this is a live online session, so we're going to meet on Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 to 1:15 p.m. It's an 8-week class, so it is going to be live online from October 24th to October 16th. So there will be 16 total live online sessions, 2 per week for 8 weeks. Now, information about me is here. So this PhD means I have a doctorate. I got my doctorate in counseling psychology. And so the one thing I'll just say there is that you are welcome to call me Dr. Haas, but you're also welcome to call me Eric or Haas. Those are the 3 that I go by at SCC. So feel free to use any of those 3. So Eric, Haas, or Dr. Haas. My email's here, my phone number. This is my office phone number on SCC's campus, so I won't be able to pick it up, but you will be able to leave a message, and it gets emailed to me immediately, and so I will hear what your message has to say, and then I'll get back to you. My office location we don't have to worry about since we're not going on campus, but basically for my office hours, we're going to do that online. And so I'm going to do it Mondays and Wednesdays from 1:30 to 2:45, and Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12 to 1:15. So on Canvas, in the Canvas or introduction to the course on Canvas video, I show you how to get to the office hours. So again, it's up here. If I go back to Canvas, you click on the Cisco WebEx, and then once you get into that, there's going to be a link up here where it's going to say office hours. So I click on the office hours, and then every day coming up, these are the appointments. So if I wanted this 12 to 15 appointment on Tuesday, August 25th, I click on it, and then I would click confirm meeting, and it will then say you have confirmed this meeting. It's going to send you an email with a link to WebEx so that when 12:15 on the 25th comes, you can click on that link, and then you and I will be able to meet. I've set up my office hours at 15-minute appointments. And so these are the times. So if a meeting's already been scheduled by someone, then it won't appear on here. So that's how this is going to work. So it's going to be 5 a day, Monday through Thursday, but it might be less if people have taken those slots. So that's something you can do. And again, you can do it ahead of time, so you can go into the next weeks and so on. So that's where you're going to get your office hours. So again, those are Monday, Wednesdays, 1:30 to 2:45, and Tuesdays, Thursdays, 12 to 1:15. Now, the course description is just basically, what are we going to cover in this class? We're going to cover all these different parts of the field of psychology. There are no prerequisites for this course. In terms of the course competencies, this is where it goes into a little more detail about the things that you're going to learn throughout the next 8 weeks of this course. Now, the textbook that we're using is a free online textbook, and this is the link to the website for the textbook. You'll also see on Canvas, I have all of the different parts of each chapter that we're doing already built into Canvas, so you don't ever have to go to this website, but you certainly can if you want. You can also go to that website and download a PDF version of the textbook if you wanted to print out parts. You can also purchase a print copy through Amazon. It costs about $30, and it'll get to you in a couple days. So that is our free online textbook. Course policies, partly just being a student SCC, you got to follow the student regulations, so check those out. The main thing for you all to know is that when it comes to our exams and quizzes, there is a makeup policy. You can make up those exams and quizzes if you miss them, but there is a penalty. The penalty as it works with those is 20% per class period. And when we mean class period, those are those live online sessions. So let's say we have class today and it's Monday and you missed the exam. It was due today and you missed it. You can then email me and say, hey, Dr. Haas, I forgot, I missed the exam. Can I take a makeup? I'll say, yes, you can take it. If you take it before Wednesday's class, it'll only be 20% off. But if you wait to take it after Wednesday's class, then it'll be 40% off. and then it just keeps adding 20% per class period. And the reason for that is I don't want you putting off taking the makeup exam. Like, you might not have felt ready for it and didn't want to take it at the time it was offered. So then you wait, and then you could end up waiting. In the meantime, we've moved on. We're going into new chapters, and it's just going to end up causing a problem for you. So I want you to take the test as soon as you can. So yes, you can take it as a makeup, and it'll just be a 20-point deduction as long as you do it within before the next class period. Grading scale, you'll see here, basic typical grading scale. The one thing just to note is I do round up. So an 89.5 is an A, but an 89.4 is a B. These are the assignments that you're going to be doing. So showing up to those live online sessions is part of it. It's important. It's 15% of your grade. There are 4 exams. The class is 8 weeks long. We're going to have an exam every 2 weeks. So each exam covers about 3 to 4, maybe 5 chapters. Most of it's 3 to 4. There's going to be a quiz for every chapter. These are 10 question multiple choice quizzes. Again, both the exams and the quizzes are open book, open note. The exams, however, are timed, and so you want to be more prepared for those than the quizzes, which you can take your time on. We're also every week going to have an online discussion, either on one of the topics that week, or maybe a choice between the 2 topics, or maybe we can sometimes come up with a discussion that combines the 2 topics. And then every chapter, we also have the Muddiest points survey. Again, you just answer these questions about what was clearest to you and what was muddiest, or what was the most confusing to you. And so those are just really you just have to answer them, and you'll get your full points there. And then there will be a research paper. This could go in a number of different directions. I haven't finished this assignment, and this won't be due until the end of class. But there will be some options. So some of them might be doing a library research project. Some of it could be doing an actual research project where you've got participants. Some could be creating some kind of video instruction. Who knows? So there's lots of different options that I'll be playing around with. So those are the different assignments, and then you can read in the syllabus a little bit more detailed part of that for each of those assignments. And so I do want to just point out again that the exams, the 4 exams that we have, will have a 60-minute time limit. I just want to stress that it's important to study ahead for those and not just open them up and hope you do well, because 60 minutes is not a lot of time when you have 50 questions. And so you want to kind of know the answers already. So you want to prepare for it as if it were an in-person exam. The quizzes, again, you can take all the time you want and spend time to try to make sure you get the right answers, but you do have 3 attempts per quiz, and I will take the highest score for the 3 attempts. And also across all 16 quizzes, I'm going to drop the 2 lowest. The online discussions once a week. And again, you want to be posting, usually it's a main post and then 2 response posts for each one to get full credit. The Muddiest points, just do them and you'll get the grades. And then the research paper is going to, again, be this probably written paper. There might be a presentation opportunity if you prefer that option. So I'll be playing around with those. My response time for getting back to you, if you send me things, emails, whatever, try to communicate with me, I'll get back to you usually that day if it's Monday through Thursday, if not certainly by the next day. And then on the weekends, it just sort of depends where I am and what I'm doing on the weekend. So I might not get back to you until Monday morning. Attendance policy, and grading time, also just know most of the grading is going to happen pretty quickly. But I'll definitely get all assignments graded within a week of being turned in, but usually a lot shorter than that. Attendance policy, I do expect you to be there for the live online sessions. Those are going to be our chance to deepen our understanding. My expectation is that you're going to watch the online videos. There's video lectures for every chapter of me going over my slideshows, and you should be watching those and reading the textbook. And then you can answer those, or you should be able to take the quizzes and do well on the exams, ideally. That the live online sessions are our chance to discuss the material, try to deepen your understanding, do some exercises, group discussion, etc. And so it's definitely imperative that you're all there and participating. And then finally, just know this is a 3 credit hour course. If it was a 16-week normal semester class, that would mean you should be spending, we always argue, 2 hours for every hour that you're in class. If it's a 3 credit hour class, that usually comes out to about 3 hours of in-person time. then you should also be spending 6 hours, twice that, outside of class. So you should be spending 9 hours on a 3 credit hour course every week for 16 weeks. But this is an 8-week class, and so you can double that. So you should be planning on spending 18 hours a week on this course to be successful. Now, people are going to spend less than that. Some people are going to spend more than that. It's just going to depend on you. But if you want to be really successful and learn the material well, plan on 18 hours a week. It's going to be mostly just, read the textbook. And thankfully this textbook is pretty brief. And then also watch my videos. And that's your main homework. And then just make sure you get the Muddiest points done and the quizzes done and the discussions done. And that's kind of how you keep up with it. And so just be ready for that. This is a fast moving class. And so it's going to take you being able to schedule your time and make sure that you have enough time to do all of these pieces. Because partly the way memory works is you got to get lots of repetitions with the material. In particular, psychology there's a lot of terminology that's just not common sense for a lot of people. And so that ends up being often a big struggle for them. So definitely plan on putting in the time. If I were a student, here's what I would suggest you do. Basically, read the textbook, highlight whatever you think is important. That will help expose you to the material, and it won't make a lot of sense yet, but you can go slower if you need to, and then listen to or watch my videos, my lecture videos, because now you've been exposed to the material, and then I'm going to go over it again, and it should make more sense now because you've had some exposure. You kind of know what's coming, and you kind of know what's important. And then also take notes on my online lecture. Then make sure you show up to the live online session where we're going to deepen our understanding. And then that's where you have the Muddiest point, where you can make sure if you're unclear with something, you can let me know what that is and I'll try to clear it up. But then also you take the quiz, and the quiz is a chance for you to practice and see how well did you memorize and learn this material. And if you did well in that quiz, then that's a good sign. If you didn't, then you got to spend more time with it. And I would do that every section of the class. And if you do that, that should set you up to be pretty in a good spot for the exams. The only other thing I'd add is that make sure that you learn how to learn the material deeper, because it's not just going to be regurgitation questions on the exams and quizzes. Some of them are, but many of them are applied. So you can't just know the definition. You need to know what the definition means, and you need to be able to apply it. So that's where practice questions help. Coming up with your own practice questions help. And then if you remember in the textbook, each chapter there's these critical thinking questions. And that's also a good way to start processing the material and seeing if you can understand it at a deeper level. And you do that, then you should ideally be pretty successful in this course. So that's the syllabus for our course. And I hope this helped.